Here is a big question. Is sociology a science? Here we will discuss two contrasting opinions on the study of human society and tries to make balance between the opinions. There is a prominent controversy about is sociology a science or sociology is not a science. The topic of controversy is here. Sociologists are confused and divided between themselves in two reverse groups. Therefore, we find two different groups about the nature of sociology. One group of sociologists said sociology is a science because sociology adopts and applies the scientific method to study. Founding father of sociology Auguste Comte, Emile Durkheim, and others supports this view. Other groups said sociology is not a science. Sociology can be studied through interpretation. To form our opinion regarding this, we need to know the scope of sociology and elements of scientific method. After the discussion, we will be able to know the rationale behind perceiving sociology as science and rationale behind perceiving sociology as not science. And we'll be able to have a clear idea about different eminent sociologists' views on this. Finally, we'll be able to develop our own perspective to support a particular approach in our social research. Sociology means the study of human behavior, and science is systematic knowledge based on reason and evidence. Science gathers facts and links them together in their causal sequence to draw valid inferences. Scientific methods include observation, experimentation, etc. to gather knowledge. The main question is, how is the study of human society conducted? Through use of systematic objective method, that means positivist approach, or subjective meaning human being attached to their behavior, that means interpretive approach. The debate is continuing. Both groups have their rationale behind their thinking. So the ultimate answer depends on the perspective or value of the particular sociologist. Now, what is positivist approach? Some sociologists believe that human behavior can be observed scientifically. Since scientific method of research help to establish law or pattern of behavior with the application of scientific method, laws of human behavior can be formulated, which can be used to explain how human society can function. This is the rationale behind the use of scientific methods in sociological study. Sociology is a science because of the following reasons. Sociology adopts scientific method. Sociology makes accurate observation. Objectivity is possible in sociology. Sociology describes cause-effect relationship. Sociology makes accurate measurement. Sociology makes accurate prediction. Sociology makes generalization. Now, one by one, we will discuss in detail. Sociology adopts scientific method. Sociology studies social events by adopting scientific methods. Though we cannot do experiment with human being in a laboratory, human being's social behavior is subject to scientific investigation like a natural phenomena. It employs scientific method as scales of sociometry, schedule, case study, interview and questionnaire, which is used to quantitatively measure social phenomena. Number 2, sociology makes accurate observation. How? Observation is possible in the field of sociology even if it does not possess a laboratory. Accurate observation is also possible outside the laboratory. The whole social world is the laboratory of sociology. Even Newton did not discover his law inside a laboratory. Sociology makes observation of the recruitment process at the time of occurrence. For example, although sociology does not possess a laboratory, still it makes accurate observations. Hence, sociology is a science. Besides, laboratory experiments are not the only criteria of science. Objectivity is possible in sociology. Like natural sciences, sociology also makes objective study. The statement that unemployment is a social evil is an objective statement, which is based on facts collected by sociologists. Further surveys and revivification proves this. Sociology can also objective study of social phenomena. New techniques and methods are also introduced to make social phenomena more objective. Hence, sociology is a science. Number 4, sociology describes cause-effect relationship. Like natural sciences, sociology also traces the cause and finds the answers. While studying employment situation growth, sociology has traced the relationship between education and poverty. Unemployment is the cause of poverty. Thus, sociology describes cause-effect relationship in unemployment and poverty. Hence, sociology is a science. Number 5, sociology makes accurate measurement. Sociology, like other natural sciences, also accurately measures social phenomena or relationships. By using statistical methods, sociometric scales of measurement, sociology effectively and accurately measures social relationships. Hence, sociology is a science. Number 6, sociology makes accurate prediction. Like natural sciences, sociology does frame laws and attempt to predict more accurately. On the basis of the cause-effect relationship, sociology can accurately predict the future. If there will be a lack of proper education in society, then it will lead to unemployment and poverty. Cuvier opines this predictive value of sociology is improving day by day. As sociology matures day by day, it predicts more accurately. Ultimately, number 7, sociology makes generalization. The notion that generalization drawn by social sciences are not universal is proved to be wrong. Like natural sciences, sociology became able to draw generalization which are universally applicable. The concept of skill directly related to proper education and proper employment is universal truth. Sociologists who have a positivist approach support this. They believe that it is possible to establish objective facts through scientific research methods and through collection and analysis of empirical evidences. They argue that social research can follow the steps of scientific method as follows. Find a research problem at first, then study background about this research problem, formulate hypothesis, then make experiment. After collection of data, analyze data and make conclusion. Then, of course, the report go for peer review and publication. Classic sociologists Comte Durkheim are positivists who think sociology can be studied with scientific method. Auguste Comte developed positivist theory in the 19th century. He perceived that to understand and to improve society, we need to apply investigation and analysis using method of natural science. He thought sociology is also a natural science and the queen of sciences, and needed it to be such in their quest to discover the absolute truth of natural laws that govern human society. Durkheim talked about social facts, which can be understood through scientific experiments and observation. Durkheim, in his famous study, Suicide, behaved like a natural scientist. Durkheim tested his hypothesis against a range of variables, for example, religious belief, to understand the impact these social features had on suicide rates. Taking Durkheim's study on suicide as an example, even other positivists criticized the reliability of his data and the scientific rigor of his method. The calculation of suicide rates between countries might have been inconsistent. Some key concepts in this study, like social cohesion, social control, etc., are very difficult to operationalize. Such concepts are almost impossible to be turned into quantitative data, yet any other measurement will be unscientific. However, all sociologists did not agree that positivist method lead to the discovery of absolute truth. Although sociology can apply scientific methods, the result yielded will not necessarily lead to the discovery of universal laws of behavior. Karl Popper argued that positivist sociology generally failed to be scientific as it intended because it used inductive reasoning rather than deductive reasoning. In other words, instead of subjecting their hypothesis to falsification, trying to find evidence to disprove it. Other positivists like Keat and Urey countered Popper's argument by highlighting that there are many overlaps between the natural sciences and sociology. According to Lynch, sociology can be science by concluding from research that scientists make assumptions when there are ambiguities in their result. Therefore, sociology can be a science when it uses scientific methods of the research and the fact of making assumptions during the course of sociological analysis is also scientific. Thomas Kuhn asserts that scientific research is not engaged in the objective search of knowledge, rather their knowledge located within a framework of perspectives. Which seeks to explain social life. Consequently, to Kant, sociology is a science. Positivists see little difference between natural science research and sociological investigation. Both have competing perspectives and make assumptions when there are ambiguities. It is difficult to state with absolute certainty that the use of scientific method in the study of human society will yield accurate information. Not all aspects of human society can be studied through the use of scientific methods. Next, interpretive approach. Interpretivists argue that the study of human society must go beyond empirical and supposedly objective evidence to include subjective views, opinions, emotions, values, the things that cannot be directly observed and counted. These social phenomena need interpretation. Most interpretivists would go further and suggest that research cannot really establish social facts, that society is all about subjective values and interpretation and cannot be understood in a scientific way. Hence, they conclude not only that sociology is not a science, but also that it should not try to be one. Humans are not like chemicals or elements about which law can be established and proved. Each human is unique and has the agency to make his or her own decisions. In trying to make sociology scientific, positivists miss the truth rather than uncovering it. With effort to make everything measurable and reliable, they stopped it from being real. Everything is moved into handy boxes so that it can be counted. But human feelings and meanings cannot be genuinely revealed by tick boxes and percentages. This debate then is right at the heart of the discussion about the merits and limitations of the research methods. Postmodernists also argue that sociology cannot and should not try to be scientific. Those theories that claim to be scientific, meta-narratives, just big stories with no real validity. However, as we shall see, they do not restrict this analysis to sociology. The problem with the argument that sociology should not be a science is the follow-up question. Well then, what is it? If sociology is focused on subjective views, interactions, meanings, and phenomena, then how much of use is it? How much of use is it? The result of research might be interesting, but does it constitute a serious academic subject? There is no use of actual stories of an unemployed youth group or a group of unskilled laborers unless general theories are developed from them. Although Weber was the founding father of social action because of his interpretive approach, he argued that sociologists should approach the study in an entirely objective way, even though they should be interested in the subjective opinion of the people they study. We have discussed both of the views. Then, famous sociologist Robert Bierstadt, in his book The Social Order, clearly explained the nature of sociology in the following way. Sociology is a social science, not a natural science. Sociology is a positive and not a normative science. Sociology is a pure science and not an applied science. Sociology is an abstract science and not a concrete science. Sociology is a generalizing science and not a particularizing science. Sociology is both a rational and an empirical science. Okay, details of each and every point. Sociology employs scientific method. The scientific method is a procedure used in seeking knowledge on the basis of certain assumptions. All the methods used in sociology are scientific in nature. Sociology makes use of scientific methods in the study of its subject matter. Sociology employs techniques which apply quantitative measurement to social phenomena and which are therefore comparable to the method of experimentation. The techniques and methodology used by sociologists may differ from those physical sciences, but they adopt the same scientific method to systematic knowledge. There are several steps in scientific method in sociology, such as formulation of problem of the study, collection of data, classification and tabulation of data, testing of hypotheses and generalization, etc. Number 2, sociology is a positive science, not a normative science. Sociology is factual. Sociology studies social relationship and activities. Its general problem is a description of the social process. In this way, sociology makes a scientific study of facts and the general principles involved in them, both owing to the extent of describing it as social physics. Then, the principles of sociology are universal. The laws of sociology prove true at all time and places. As long as the conditions do not vary, the laws are devoid of any exceptions. For example, the principle of unemployment and lack of education depend upon each other is true in all times and at all places. Sociological principles are verifiable. The laws of sociology can be verified at any time. For example, we arrive at the conclusion that lack of appropriate education is the cause of unemployment among the people. Now, this statement would be regarded as scientific fact only when we can verify from our own observation that the ratio of unemployment among the uneducated is bigger than among the properly educated. Then, sociology delineates cause-effect relationships. Sociology has discovered a cause-effect relation between social phenomena. For instance, one can consider the law that an increase in unemployment indicates acceleration of lack of skill development. In this case, lack of skill development is a cause and unemployment one of its effects. Similarly, unemployment may be a cause of poverty among people. Right? Sociology can make predictions. On the basis of cause-effect relationships, sociology can anticipate the future and make predictions concerning social relationships, activities, incidents, etc. If Industry 4.0 exists now, the appropriate education 4.0 is needed for skill development. It can make predictions about the nature of future jobs and required skill in the future labor force. Sociology frames laws and attempts to predict. So, sociology is a social science, not a natural science. You have some self-paced exercise, long question, evaluate the view that sociology is a science. Short questions, justify the view that sociology cannot be value-free. Enumerate 2 criticisms of the view that sociology is a science. These are the references for further reading. Bierstadt, August Comte, Durkheim, Thomas Kuhn, Karl Popper, Weber,